So we're all chasing it, right?
Mm.
We're chasing wealth. We crave it. I mean, some of us, we wear it
Yeah.
on our wrists.
Yeah.
But what if the good life? What if it wasn't really about, stacks of cash?
Right.
Like what if it was about like a wealth of love?
Ooh, yeah.
Kind of a cool concept, right? And that's the question. That's like the seed at the heart of today's deep dive.
I love that.
And we're going to be exploring a song. And it really does. It takes us on a journey, and it's through the eyes of this boy, and he's kind of learning about, what riches really mean and how you define that for yourself.
Love that.
So it's not your, typical rags to riches story. It's more like rags to, wait a minute, the riches were here all along kind of story, So our main character, our protagonist, he's growing up, and it's hand-me-down shoes, patched up jeans. And the song it paints such a vivid picture of that. But here's the thing. Those images, they're contrasted right away in the lyrics with lines about laughter and love and simple dreams.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, physically, maybe he doesn't have a lot, but emotionally his cup is overflowing, right?
Yes, absolutely. It's so interesting, I think, just as you're setting that up, because it makes me think about this whole body of research out there about intrinsic versus extrinsic motivation.
Right.
This idea that real happiness, and I think that's what the song is getting at, right? This real deep down sense of fulfillment, it comes from within, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's not these things that money can buy, ultimately that are going to give us that. But we live in a world, and I think that's what's so powerful about this song, right? We live in this world that is constantly telling us that we need more to be happy. We need to buy more things. We need to, achieve more, be more, all these things. And this song really kind of flips that script and says, wait a second.
Totally. It's like a total reframe.
Yes.
And as the song progresses, and as this boy, our protagonist, kind of grows up in the song, he starts to encounter those whispers.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like in the hallways at school.
Totally.
Like you need the cool shoes, you need the whatever the thing is, and it's so interesting. I remember, I feel like I can still hear some of those whispers.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it's so fascinating, right, to think about how these external markers, right, these external things, how they kind of get ingrained in us, and we almost don't even realize it.
Right.
It's like we don't even stop to question, like, well, where did that come from? Why do I feel like I need that in order to be, accepted or to belong or whatever it is? And where does that come from?
Right.
Is it the media? Is it our peers? Is it, our families sometimes too, right?
Yes.
It's so fascinating how much, it's almost like we kind of inherit this collective idea of what it means to be wealthy.
Totally. It's like it's sold to us. We're swimming in it.
Right.
And what I think is so incredible, and this is what I love about this song,
Yeah.
is that the chorus, it's like this truth bomb, just drops.
Yeah.
And I also want to like say the line because it's so good. It's like, he never knew that he was poor, but if you count the wealth of love, then he stands taller than them all.
Yes. Right.
Isn't that good?
It's so good. Like, talk about a mic drop moment.
I know.
And that imagery, too. I mean, we're talking about these amazing lyrics, but like, dollars fade and coins will rust. Like, how brilliant is that? Because it's true, right?
That's so true.
Like, it's like this universal truth that material possessions, they come, they go. But the impact of love, right? The connections that we build with people, those are the things that truly last. Like, it reminds me of that, that old saying, like, that you can't take it with you.
Right.
But the thing is like, with love, you kind of do.
That's true.
Right? You take it with you in the hearts and minds of the people that you've touched.
That is deep.
It is. It's so, so powerful. And I think that's what this song does so beautifully.
It does. It does. Okay, so we're moving through the song. We get to verse 2. Things shift a little bit. Our guy's getting a little older. He's learning about like the world outside of just his own experience.
Mm-hmm.
He's hearing, the song says, like stories that were bought and sold. Mm-hmm. And you really get the sense that there's this awareness growing in him about like, oh, this is what other people define as valuable. This is what other people think is important. But then he brings it back to what he knows. So it's like he's talking about bedtime stories, and he's talking about, the things that his parents taught him and all that, which I think that's like such a crucial comparison, right?
It is. And it reminds me, too, of so many studies out there that have shown that people will overestimate the happiness that getting a new car, getting a new house, all these things that we're constantly being told will make us happy, right?
Yeah.
They overestimate that, and then they underestimate the long-term fulfillment that they get from experiences, relationships, love, connection, all these things that this song is talking about.
right.
It's like we get so caught up in, the material stuff that sometimes we miss the forest for the trees.
Right.
Right. So I love that the song brings us back to this beautiful reminder to really appreciate and recognize those gifts, the gifts that don't come with a price tag.
Yeah. And what I love too is the way the songwriter phrases this. It's like he says, in their chase for riches, they missed this gift.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's not just that they didn't have it. It's that they were so busy chasing.
Yeah.
They were so caught up in that, they couldn't even see it.
Right.
Which brings us to the bridge of the song.
Yeah.
And this is where it gets me every time. Like I get a little like,
Yeah.
because he starts singing about, clearer eyes, not blinded by dollar signs.
Mhm.
And he's realizing where his strength comes from.
Mm.
And to me, it's like those arms that held him tight and those, words that made his future bright.
So good. Oh my gosh.
No, come on.
Right. Like it's like he's saying true wealth is about being seen.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's about being supported. It's about being loved for who you are, not for what you have or what you own. And it makes you wonder, doesn't it? Like,
Mhm.
okay, so what are the currencies of love in our own lives?
I love that.
Yeah.
The currencies of love.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are those things, those intangible treasures that really like form us,
Yeah.
that make us who we are?
Absolutely.
And speaking of treasures, can we just talk about for a minute this outro? He may not have a heavy purse, but in his heart, there's a universe. Talk about ending on a high note.
Right. It's like the song is saying, hey, true wealth, it's not about your bank account, right? It's about the richness of your inner world.
Right.
Yeah.
And as we kind of resurface here, from our deep dive into Wealth of Love, it does leave us with a lot to think about, doesn't it?
It does.
It's like, how do we hold on to that feeling, that feeling of abundance, of just, our heart full of the universe, especially when it feels like, everywhere we turn, there's, noise telling us to buy more, be more, do more.
Right.
It's a lot. It's a lot. And maybe the challenge is to really define wealth on our own terms. Right?
Yeah, I love that.
And to find joy in the things that truly matter.
Beautiful.
And on that note, we'll see you next time.
Thanks, everyone.
In a small home where the walls are warm, a little boy with a heart of gold never knew the world beyond his door. He thought he had it all, he never asked for more. Hand-me-down shoes and patched up jeans, but he never noticed what that means. He had laughter, love, and simple dreams in a world where everything was as it seems. He never knew that he was poor until the whispers in high school halls. And if you count the wealth of love, then he stands taller than them all. For dollars fade and coins will rust, but the wealth of love in that he trusts, he's the richest man he'll ever know. With every dream they let him grow. He learned in school about the cash and gold, how some kids had stories that were bought and sold, but his were filled with bedtime tales of knights and dragons, of winds and sails. He thought of mama's soothing voice and dad's advice, so calm, so choice. He realized then what others missed. In their chase for riches, they missed this gift. He never knew that he was poor until the whispers in high school halls. And if you count the wealth of love, then he stands taller than them all. For dollars fade and coins will rust, but the wealth of love in that he trusts, he's the richest man he'll ever know. With every dream they let him grow. Now he sees the world with clearer eyes. It's not the dollar signs that make you wise, it's in the arms that held him tight, in the words that made his future bright. For every tear that they dried away, for every night they whispered hope. He knows he's richer than they said. In the currency of love, he's made his way. He never knew that he was born to the whispers in high school halls. But if you count the wealth of love, then he stands taller than them all. For dollars made, the dollars made, and coins will rust, but the wealth of love in that he trusts. He's the richest man he'll ever know. With every dream they let him grow. So now he walks with head held high, in a world that measures by and by. He may not have a heavy purse, but in his heart there's a universe. And if you ask him where he stands, he'll tell you life is in love's hands. For in his world he's rich and deep. With love and dreams he has all he needs.